And I'm back on. And I know I see a lot of videos talk about musicians struggling. And why is the struggle so real? We all struggle. All right. We all struggle until we find a way out. Sometimes we have to find a way out. How to fix things. Anyway, so my name is Andre. I'm here, and I'm working on trying to un wing myself out of things. All right, and it takes time, and that's the biggest key. Is it does take a lot of time. All right, believe me, it takes time and patience to get there if you want to get there. Right. All right, so you see I'm moving my little tablet books around. All right, I got my other little other books where I spent time doing chords and things of that nature. It took time. All right, so now it took me a lot of time to get this information. A whole lot of time to get this information. So why are we struggling, and why is it so real? Multiple different reasonings. I'll give you my reasons. And mine was because I had to work a specific type of job, a specific type of schedule, and then at the time I had a family, so my struggle may be different from others. My other struggle was I felt like, why don't I have perfect pitch like other musicians might have? But then I found out that not all musicians have perfect pitch. Listen, this is your boy Andre. I'm in here, and at the organ, I'm an organ player. There's no transpose buttons and stuff like that, and so I'm not gonna do a whole smash on why we struggling, but I just give you different reasons. I give you mines. Mines was either the work. Back then it was I had the kids, right, and things of that nature. Back then I had other family members. We all lived together at the time. And so it was just multiple things. My job, then we had church, so it was a lot. This whole um, this me right here. Everything around me, everything, kids, job, wife, family, family issues. The struggle was real. This me in the middle. I'm struggling. Oh man, I can't go this way. Oh man, I can't go that way. Oh, I can't go backwards. I can't go up. I can't go. I'm just stuck. Stuck. Struggling. You try to reach out to another musician, and they're telling you anything. Hey man, go study, go practice, go hang, go and hang out with another musician. I don't, some of them won't outright tell you they don't teach. Some just don't want to show you nothing. The struggle is real. You got musicians out there who don't want to help you. I use this analogy in my job, and I kind of, something happened a few days ago. I can't go into full details, but just the other day, we have a new person who come on board. That person pulled me to the side and said, hey man, I'm struggling with a particular person. And I said, wow, I'm wondering who that could be in my mind. And almost instantaneously I could only think of two people, one on the night and one on the day. Right? And I said, well, it can't be the person on the night, so it's got to be the person on the day. And he went in to say, hey man, I'm new here. I know how to do the work, but I'm new here. I just need to get familiar with what the work is all about, how y'all do it here. Somewhere else we might do it different. Now I'm new, I'm here at this site. Y'all might operate differently, so I'm going in for training. And the first thing he said was, I just can't work with this person. This person ain't nice. This person ain't respectable. This person is not even speaking to me and letting me know what to do. And I'm like, wow, really? And then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, if this person really can see the big picture, if you got that type of facade or attitude or personality, listen, we need people. If you want to go on vacation, we can't have them because you got a bad attitude. Before you know it, that dude or that girl, she gonna quit. and go find somewhere else they want to go work at and work pleasantly with. Musicianly wise, what does that have to do with what I'm saying? Musicianly wise, it's the same kind of thing. Why we treat each other like trash? Why? The struggle is real. Now, I'm not saying every musician out there is like that, but there are musicians out there. Some I've had tell me, "Hey, I'm gonna refer you to woo woo woo. You go to woo woo woo. Woo woo is like referring you back to the same guy that you just try to get help with." In other words, I call it the runarounds. You getting the runaround. You try. Listen, man. I've had even some people tell me, "Oh man, you got this," and they ain't never heard me play. Am I venting? Nah, I'm not venting because it took me a while to catch this, right? But they were like, "Hey, man, I had something like I said, go practice." Why is the struggle real for us musicians? I mean, why is it? There's so many different reasons why people perceive and act a certain way. But I learned that some forgot where they actually came from. Some has forgotten. Whew. Some have forgotten how they got started. Maybe they got lucky because they had an uncle or a brother or dad or a mom or a cousin or somebody, but they forgot where they came from. So they become cocky and not wanting to share. I get it if you don't want to show all your tricks and stuff like that, but man, get the guy going. Help him out. Well, there's a whole bunch of churches out there who want musicians or need musicians, and we won't go help them. I don't get it. I don't. Andre Clark don't get it. I used to say this back in the day with Bishop Drake Clark on Facebook. I don't understand that. I really don't. I really don't. So I was using this analogy at work, and I said, "Man, we all on this ship, if you will, or this boat, if you will, and we all supposed to be teamwork. You don't got to like me. You don't got to like me, but at least just respect me, right? But help me out so I can help you out. I used to say this a long time ago. I stopped saying it. But what if some of y'all musicians out there really want to go somewhere and you married or maybe you're not married, but you want to go somewhere? Get time out from church for a minute. Just get a time out, a day off. Just a day. I ain't saying 2 days, 3 days. A day off. Maybe a week off. Maybe you want a week off. Maybe you want the weekend off. But you can't go because you won't even share no ideas with the next guy. All right? Show the other guy what you do so he can carry on for you. So when you come back, I used to say this, I was like, "Hey, show me how to play what you play. Matter of fact, I will play the way you told me how to play. If you show me some chords and chord progressions on how you do what you do, I will mimic it to the T, to the best of my ability." One of my friends of mine who was my former teacher told me something. He said, "Hey man," he said, "I have my own way of what I do. But I went to go play with this other cat. Now, I used to play with him together. We used to go play places, right? I'm just gonna tell you a little story. He looks over at me like, "Bro, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm doing my thing." "But bro, I didn't show you that." I'm like, bro, but I want to do my thing." He's like, "No, man, don't be doing that, man. Play what I showed you. What's wrong with you?" So I gave my illustration for a split second. I'm like, "Well, I don't want to sound like you, but I don't care. But just play what I show you. Then if I ain't here, do your thing." Do you, right? Do your thing. But if you rolling with me and I'm showing you what's up, play what I show you. I ain't fussing, y'all. But why is the struggle real? So what ended up happening was I explained later on, like, well, I don't want other people coming up telling me, "Hey man, you sound like your music teacher, John." I've had people do that. "Man, you sound just like John. Man, you sound just like him." Well, of course I'm going to sound like him because he showed me how to play this stuff. Of course I'm going to sound like him, right? But one day when they told me, I ain't going to lie, it kind of ticked me off for a minute on one hand. But on the other hand, it wasn't, I consider it a good compliment. But on the other, I was like, man, I don't want to sound like him. I want to have my own style. I want to have my own sound. But I get it. If you work with somebody, you playing along with somebody, yeah, they're gonna give you that eye, like, man, what you doing over there, cuz? That ain't what. Come on, man. We gotta play together. We gotta be on one accord, right? You know, not off the court, but on the accord, not off the court, right? So I explained that, and he's like, oh, okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. Okay, I respect you for that. It took him years to understand, several years to understand what I was trying to do. I'm like, listen, bro, I mean, thank you for showing me how to play these chords, the chord progressions on the songs that we were doing at that time. But I was like, man, I'm just trying to throw my little, my little 2 cents in there. But he was like, nah, but don't do that when we playing together, right? Unless you gonna let me know we gonna do that, then if you gonna throw that, then I need to be with you too. And then I'm like, oh, okay, all right. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Will y'all agree? That's fair. All right. So, let me tell you what happened. It was a reverse. He went to go play along with somebody else that was a little either better than him or not. That person showed him some stuff. Hey, man, we finna go do this gig. They did a little rehearsal. They all played together. Everything was cool. But when they went to go do the gig, he started throwing his little 2 cents in. And the homeboy was looking at him like, bro, what you doing? Oh, man, I'm just trying to throw my own little, I thought I could just do. He's like, bro, don't do that, man. Play what I showed you. Anyway, he calls me up one day. Hey, man, let me tell you something, man. I just thought about something that just happened, what I used to do with you when I was teaching you. And then now somebody else is trying to show me some stuff. And then I go to roll with it. It was funny. It was funny when he told me the story. He was like, man, he said, now I understand what you mean. You don't want to sound like that guy. I wanted to have my own identity. But at that time, I was grooving with the homies. In rehearsal, I did what he showed me. But when we went out to go do the real deal somewhere, I was throwing my 2 cents in and he didn't like that. I said, oh, so now you see, the struggle is real, y'all. But listen, I'm like this. If somebody working with you or showing you something, that's all cool. If somebody doesn't want to show you anything, I would say that's all cool too. And on one hand, because what that's going to do is it's going to cause you to develop your own way of doing things. I had another musician, or former musician back in the day, he said, there's no two musicians that sound the same or play the same unless I threw my 2 cents in there. And I said, but unless he or she is playing along with somebody in a group or whatnot, all right, they all have to sync with their chords or chord progressions, because you can't have one be doing something else and the other one ain't feeling that, and it ain't connecting. So they both have to know, oh, okay, you about to do that part. Okay, cool, do your thing. Okay, cool. And then come back and then, whatever. But yeah. Anyway, so why is the struggle? Why is the struggle so real? I give you my analogies on certain things. It could be a job. It could be you got married. It could be that you ain't getting married. It could be you got kids. It might be your living situation. It could be your job. It could be multiple different things that will slow you down and cause this struggle in getting better in your craft. Now, my situation was terrible. It was the worst of the worst for me. I'm just saying. All right. But what I ended up doing was, as I was taking lessons and whatnot, and here and there, I started thinking like, man, I need to go study this stuff on my own. Get this on my own, so I'm not dependent on the next guy to try to show me every single thing, right? Every day I got to call up somebody, hey, yo, can you show me how to play that song? Yo, can you show me how to play this song? Yo, can you help me with this song? No, you got to get some independency about yourself at some point. So I had to come back and start learning my theory. All right, I had to teach this to myself. I literally sat here at the organ, got my little tablet, and said, okay, and then what do I need to learn? Scales. Okay. All right. I heard somebody say number system. Okay, I put that in there. What's the number system? I had to research that. What's the number system about? What's the scale about? Okay, what's this so-called Nashville's chords and scales and number systems? What's that all about? I had to go research it real quick. And sit here every day and every night and as many times possible to study the craft, right? So now I can do it in all 12 keys. You know what I'm saying? I can do this in all 12 keys, right? You know what I'm saying? Because why? I came back and studied the And it's not about how fast you can do it, right? It's not, but my thing is I had to come back and come back and come back and come back every day until I was able to get it all done. Yeah, yes, the struggle is real. But once you get the knowledge in part underneath your fingertips, right, then all that will kind of go away a little bit. A little bit, that struggle will start to diminish a little bit, just a little bit. Maybe not a lot, but just enough to say, you know what, all right, I know my skills, I know my number system, and now I know chords. C, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, right? Next one, D flat, right? Major, E flat minor, F minor. I didn't know all this. I was also watching a video just the other day, and I'm not gonna bring up a name, but it was a musician that was very, very, very well known, and he didn't even know his theory. He didn't even know certain specific things that was asked of him, and I was like, wow, man, that tripped me out. No, it really tripped me out. And and the other guy said, oh man, don't put me on I didn't know you was gonna put me on the spot like that. But anyway, he was asked some questions. Hey, what's the fifth of A flat? He was like, I don't know. I'm like, wow, you don't know? But well-known musician, you don't know your skills? Yes, that's the frown up my face went, whoa, really? But then I thought about it. I didn't know neither. I didn't know what A flat was, the 1. I didn't know the 2 was B flat. I didn't know the 3 was C. I remember going to a church out here where I live around the corner from my house back in the day, several years ago. And the musician was doing shout music, right? And I know how to play some shout music. I ain't the best, but and then the music was like, go to the 4. I was like, what? 4? I was like, what's the 4? And then, of course, I heard him going to the 4, but I didn't know what he was talking about. Up. I didn't know what he was talking about. Up to the next move. 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1. I didn't know what in the world he was talking about. And they looking at me like, girl, you don't know what we talking about? Nah, what is that? So I was like, just tell me, what's the note? C? Is it A flat? Y'all going to B flat? What y'all doing? I really didn't know. So now I can understand the fact why is the struggle so real. But yes, you could be the able to play all these fancy chords and chord changes and tritones and major chords, minor chords and augmented chords and all that. All day, right? Oh, yeah, you could be able to play all. I had no idea what all this was all about. So I was stunned last night the night before, not last night, but the night before, I was stunned. I was like, what? I mean, I listened to this musician. I used to listen to him every day. I don't really do it too much no more at all, but once in the blue moon. I was stunned. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. Oh, man. Yeah, it tripped me out. So here's something I always said. The lack of knowledge can always make you break it. This is what my former manager used to tell me when I took over management of a department. He used to come and tell me, hey, man, the lack of knowledge can either make you or break you. So the only way you can get better, you got to ask questions. But I'm like, how do I ask questions to someone if I don't even know what the situation is going to be until it arrives? But I can't ask questions now because I don't know what to ask. I'll ask the question when I get there. But how am I supposed to get there if I just getting going? So for our beginning musicians, we got... Maybe you don't have to even be a beginner musician. You could be already intermediate level, or you could be an advanced level. You just advanced level in your plan, but you're not advanced level in your knowledge of what are you playing? E flat? Is that A flat? Is that F sharp? Is that an E? Is that an A? Do you even know? So, if in case that you don't know, like me, I didn't know. I didn't know that was A. I didn't know that was from a. I didn't know this is from an A, from a D, or the A to a G. I didn't know none of this stuff. A to an F. I don't know. I had no idea. Right? I could sit here all day and probably play a chord. You know what I'm saying? Play chords all day. I could probably play chords all day. Sit here and maybe learn to mimic a musician and to the best of my ability. Not that I'm perfect with it because I'm definitely nowhere near it. All right, but it's a working process. As I was listening to one musician the other night or last night, and he was mentioning actually not last night but the night before because I went to work last night, so it was on my way. Yeah, last night before going to work, and he was saying that we're all on different levels. We all have different levels of abilities to do things. We may not be able to play like the other guy. The other guy probably been spending 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and learning all this stuff. And maybe he didn't learn all the scales and the number system and all that, but he learned chords. He learned how to do this stuff. He learned how to figure out some stuff, right? Create patterns to stuff that he could play and blaze on it all day in all 12 keys possibly, right? Versus somebody brand new coming in like me. I could be brand new coming in. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue about what I'm doing yet. All right. So, why is the struggle so real? The struggle is real is because of the lack of knowledge or the understanding of certain things. So once I start learning what my C chord is, my B chord is, right? My A flat chord, my B flat chord, right? Once I start learning my minor chord, right? My minor chord. Once I start learning my diminished moves, so I have to come back and teach myself major, minor, octave, add 7. Diminished, dominant chord, major 7 chord, sus2, secret sauce chord I call this, right? But this is a D7 sus4. I didn't know that. I just called it the 2-5-1 chord. That's what I called it because of the 1, 2, and the 5 sus2. I just put my 1 at the top, so I was calling it the 2-5-1 chord. The sus4, taking my 5th note there, dropping it down here, and then I was calling this a 5-1-4 chord because of the sus4 was 1, 4, and 5, and I took the 5th in the bottom and called it a 5-1-4 chord. But I didn't know it was called a G7 sus4, just like this is a D7 sus4. I didn't know, yo. I just learned it not too long ago. Okay, I didn't know the number system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't know that. I didn't know my scales was C, D, E, F, G, A, B. I just recently learned this stuff. I just learned what is called the Nashville formula, if you will. Right? I just hearing everybody else talking about, oh, the Nashville. Oh, okay. I guess that's what it's called, the Nashville formula, or whatever, right? I'm just learning this. All right, literally, the 1 is a major, a 2 is a minor, D minor, right? C major 1. Of course, then I heard about do your inversions. Learn your inversions. I just found that out. Oh, okay. The 2 is a D minor. I just found that out. Learn your inversions. Oh, but I've been playing it all along, but didn't know what it was. Right? My 3 chord, D, E minor. I didn't know what it was. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, my 4 chord is... right, F major, right? Group is just the first version. I didn't know this was root. I didn't know this was first version. I didn't know. So now I kind of took this idea, if you will, and I put it in my little thing here and start coming here every day. Like literally every day. I literally made a book actually out of this, right? Hey, learn your major chord, root position, first version, second version, C, E, G, right? 1, 3, and 5. I learned my scales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank God on the organ it starts with the C and it ends with the C. So this is simple. C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Basically, C is the 1, D the 2, E the 3, F 4, G 5, right? 6 is A, and number 7 is B. Guess what? It repeats it over again. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. Oh, the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, guess what? We go back to C again. So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B. I didn't know that. Now that I know that, now I can take it up, half step up, and repeat everything over. Of course, now I have learned this is C sharp and D flat because half step up makes it C sharp. Go to D, half step back to D is D flat. Oh, I didn't know that. Go back to C, half step back to C is C flat. I didn't know that because I thought it was just straight up B. Well, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. I didn't know that. So now I know that. And this is also B natural as well as C flat. Oh, okay. So they have a saying, what you don't know, well, what you don't know is just gonna hurt you because you just don't know. It ain't gonna hurt you for a minute until you learn it, right? Thank you for coming in, guys. Thank you for coming. This is Bo Andre. I'm just in here real quick, just blazing through. Why is the struggle? Why is this? Why are we as musicians struggling, right? Now, we could talk about that all day, but I'm not going to talk about it all day. I just want to blaze through this real quick. Why we struggle? We have so many different reasons why we struggle. All right, why is the struggle so real? I've been through it. I still struggle. I'm not the best. I'm still struggling through it. But at the end of the day, I've learned that okay, this is my 1, my 2, my 3, my 4, my 5, my 6, my 7, my C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Repeat: C, D, E, F, G, A, B. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. I'm using 2 hands. I didn't used to do that at one point. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Go to the next key, do the next scales. D flat, C sharp, E flat, D sharp, E sharp, F natural, F sharp, G flat, A flat, G sharp. See, I had to learn this. B flat, A sharp. See, this is stuff I didn't want to do. I just thought like people would say, back in the day when I was growing up, they slapped oil on my hands. The missionaries, the pastor, even evangelists, people be coming in slapping oil on my hand, slapping me upside the head with a whole handful of oil. And the first thing they say is anointing me, right? They're anointing me to get this oil, all right? And I'll always used to pray, cry. Why I can't get the oil? Why am I not able to play like these other musicians? Why can't I get it? Yes, it took me years and years and years until finally one day the Lord dropped on me. You not going to be like somebody else. You going to be you. Be you, do you. Whatever a little bit of abilities I give you, that's what I'm going to give you. Whatever that talent I'm going to give you, that is what you going to have, right? It's about what you do with it. It's about what you do with the little bit of the talent that God has given me. Yes, God gave me this talent to play, but I just didn't have perfect pitch. Or whatever that's supposed to mean. God gave me the ability to play. My first chords was I taught myself this. But if it wasn't for God said, hey, you know, put it in my heart one day to go inside the church when we had vacation Bible school. Back then, when I was 16 years old, I snuck in the church. Yeah, I snuck in the church. Don't tell my mom. I snuck in the church, got on the baby grand piano at the AOA Church of God in Richmond, California. And I snuck in there, thought nobody wasn't in there. I thought nobody was in there. And I got on the piano, and I lifted up the thing. And I was like, okay. I didn't know how to turn on the organ, so I didn't want to mess with it. But I really wanted to know how to play the organ. But I was scared, terrified. If I did something wrong, I was going to get in trouble. So I didn't mess with that. I came in and sat down on the baby grand piano, lifted the thing up. And then I was like, okay. Oh, wow, that's cool. Oh, wow, that's cool. Oh, wow, this is cool. Right? Then I think I did my first 3 chords that day. Then I came back the next day. I snuck in. Then somebody forgot to lock the door, y'all. I came back. I was like, okay, I got this now. What else can I do? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And then I start doing it. All right, next day I come back again. Somebody forgot to lock the church door up. All right, so I came back and snuck in there and said, okay, I did this, that. I was memorizing it. Then I was like, what else can I do? And I started doing that. Then I went, okay, cool. Another time I went, I came back again, snuck in the church one more time. And next time I know I was doing this. Then I was like, see, what do I do now? I can hear this in my head. Now, by the time I got to that last chord, somebody popped out. Yeah, somebody caught me. I got busted. Yeah, I got busted. But it was our bishop's wife. She came out. She heard somebody tooting around on the baby grand piano. She go, I didn't know you know how to play. She startled me. I was scared to death. I just knew she was gonna tell on me. She said, no. She said, let the Lord use you. Maybe one of these days I get to hear you play one of these days. And she's like, just keep it up. Keep on keeping on. I'm like, oh, okay. Because she plays too, right? And I was like, oh. I graduated a little bit. I graduated a little bit, right? Over time, I didn't have nobody teaching me that. I had to teach that myself, right? Now I may come from it from a different angle. You know what I'm saying? I may come at it a different route. What? Yeah, so every time around, you grow. Why is it struggle? Why is it music? Why we as musicians we struggle? Right? So I started teaching myself. They call it self-taught, right? I hear an idea or I try an idea. I was making mistakes, but those mistakes made something out of it. I don't know what I'm doing. I started making up stuff. Secret sauce, B major. I simply still did that, but I'm now da da do do. Instead of me going here, minor move over major, or the secret sauce chord, 6/9 chord, which I didn't know what this was at the time. Right? So over time, I started learning different ideas. All right. Why is the struggle so real? It's because sometimes we got so many different things going on. Listen, that probably took me 10 years to learn that. Believe it or not. 10 years to learn how to play differently, right? But every time when I came around, I'd start trying to do something. Right? I came back and started trying to figure out some different things by mistake, by accident. Whoa! I make mistakes. I was making mistakes. Listen, when I started learning the theory behind the madness, that also helped a lot. A lot. And it gave me some ideas. Oh, I could do major, I could do minor, I could do augmented. Add the 7. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I started learning the theory behind the madness. Right? I'm not perfect with it yet, right? I got a long way still to go, right? But I'm working on it, right? So how do we get the struggle? How do we fix our struggle, right? Now I did a lot of sacrificing. Y'all may not want to do all that. Me, I did a lot of sacrifices. I'm gonna speak for me. So when my kids got grown and older and they wanted to move out, push go! Goodbye, love you, go! Thank you. Thank you! That's why my music stuff is in this room, because the girls are gone. They grown and gone. Bye! Love you, see ya. Bye. But the sacrifice, what was my sacrifice? My sacrifice was I stopped watching too much of that one-eyed demon. Y'all know the TV. I love TV. Woohoo! man, I have to sit and watch TV for 24 hours. Y'all put say 24 hours in a day, right? No, for real. I used to spend so much time watching TV. It was crazy. I can tell you about every movie you could think of, but back then. But anyway, I stopped doing that. All right. Now I'm not gonna say I would sacrifice that much in eating, but I kind of, sometimes my wife be cook me dinner. Yo, it's dinner time. Come and eat. I'm still in here practicing. Sometimes you got to bring the food to me because I won't stop. All right. Bring me something to drink because I won't stop. Right. That was the dedication and the sacrifice that I put into this. Right. All right. Now let's talk about sleep. I will sleep all day, and I say all day. Right. Until it's time to go to work, or unless we gotta go somewhere and do something or whatever. But I will sleep all day, so I sacrificed that. I will sleep 4 hours. Right, I get up for 4 and I practice. I go back to sleep for another 4 hours. I get right back up and it's time to go to work. All right, now back then on the shift that I had, I thank God for it, because if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at, sort of at now. But what I did a lot of sacrifices. Like I said, I slept 4. I got up and practiced for 4. I went back and took a sleep for 4 hours. I got back up. I had about 2 hours. Yep, 2 hours and a half, 2.5 hours before it was time for me to leave to go to work. So I was practiced for an hour and a half, gave myself 1 hour because, you never know what can happen when you're on your way to work, and practice for another hour. And I got to work on time, and I'll still practice again in my car 30 minutes before it's time for me to clock in. What? Yes. Yes. Now, at that time, I also had a job where I could do my job when I clock in and do what I had to do, then go on my break. A lot of breaks back then. A lot of breaks for that type of position I had. And tell y'all, this is crazy. And when I say crazy, this is crazy. I spent so much time writing chords, transcribing chords. I probably got about 30 books of me just transcribing chords after chords after chords after chords after chords after chords after chords and chord progressions and stuff. Oh, you name it, I got it. All right. But the problem was, after I did that for about, it was 3 years, and then another 5. That was 8 years, almost close to 8 years. I did that for a while because for the first 3 years I was setting it up. I call it setup. Yeah, set it up, right? So I could be able to blaze, right? But meanwhile, I'm listening to everybody else killing and blazing on the organ, right? So I started thinking, you know what? Let me get this notepad that was given by my by the manager that I had at the time, and I started jotting down stuff. Category A, praise and worship. Never did none of this stuff. My honey used to be mad at me because I wouldn't do it. Choir stuff, right now stuff for choir. Would never do it, Category C, altar call song, put it in here. Never did it. Community stuff, never did it. Altar calls, offering time, never did it. Let's see, we didn't really have nobody do solo at church, never did it. Praise break, shout music, never did it. Well, I started focusing on category I and category J. I started making up my own stuff. Y'all gonna make me go back to it. I actually kind of started it already. All right. Going back to my category I and my category J. What was I doing? Yes, I had other categories there after K and all that stuff, right? But I started blazing with my category I, and it actually helped me get my music on the map. On the map. When I say music on the map, a little bit. Playing better. I didn't always play this way. Remember, I told you I was very basic. Yeah, if you want to use that word, very basic. And actually, I'm still basic. Still, I mean, honestly, I'm not doing nothing spectacular here. I just developed a certain style. As this other musician was saying to some of the people who follows him on last night, I was listening while I was asleep. I probably fell out to sleep. He probably was trying to talk to me about something, and I was gone. I was out. But the thing is, we all have different abilities, right? Different skill levels. And sometimes you start at the bottom. Like I said, I started at the bottom. I didn't know my skills, my notes. I didn't know the notes. I didn't know the skills. I didn't know none of the chords that I was talking about. I didn't know none of that. I just People used to say, back in the day when I was coming up, oh, let the Lord use you. Then they have no idea that I have no knowledge about what I'm doing. So it was kind of like, to me, it was like, how the Lord gonna use you if I don't know what I'm doing? But I get it. People might say, well, God could anoint you. You could play all kind of stuff, and you could hear all this and that. God just never gave it to me, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. He never gave it to me. I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad at God because he didn't give it to me. Maybe it was a reason why God didn't want me to have that top-notch ability to pull up stuff and listen to musicians play what they play, sound like they sound, or whatever. Maybe God didn't want me to go there, y'all. Maybe he didn't want me to do that. Maybe it was a reason why God didn't want me to have it that way, amongst all of the other stuff I said I had going on in my life, right? Because believe me, trust me, first thing I was like, I want to learn how to play like this guy right here. Oh, hey, wait. Oh, did I turn the volume out? Yes, I want to sound like this. Woo! Oh, man. Oh, I want to play that. Oh, man. Well, how am I going to play that? Because how am I supposed to play that? So God never gave me that type of ability to sit there and pick that up. Right? Yes, I cried, and y'all remember that song? Cried, and I cried. Cried all night long and all day long. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was crying. I was like, yo, God, what's going on? Why you won't show me how to play? God, why don't you show me? Why can't you help me with this? I'm struggling. Yes, y'all, I quit a couple times at church. Yeah. I told my wife I'm done. Get somebody else to come and do this. Bring somebody else in here that can do way better than me. Cause I don't have it. I don't have the oil. Somebody said, if I don't have the oil, I just don't got the oil. Why is this struggle real? But hey, listen, I didn't give up all the way. I gave up a little bit, but I didn't give up all the way. Right now I'm almost 100 years old. Now I'm wondering why in the world. I know it sounds funny, but I'm like, God, why in the world now all of a sudden you gonna give it to me now? I'm almost 100 years old. Yeah. Why you trying to give it to me now? I'm almost 100 years old. When I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 30, 45, 60. No. Somebody probably said, how old are you really? No, why you trying to give it to me now? I wanted it back then. There's a reason why God didn't want to give me that knowledge back then. It had to be a reason. Maybe God probably thought, you know what? I already know you, Andre. I know how you gonna be. If I give you this thing, you gonna have your head is gonna be big. Your head gonna be swollen. You probably gonna have the same attitude like these other musicians that I've given gifts and talents to. And what did they do with it? See, God gonna speak to you if you really listen to him. Oh yeah, he gonna speak to you. All right, I'm not trying to preach today. I'm not trying to preach here, but God he gonna speak to you. He don't have to yell at you, but he gonna speak to you. Why is the struggle real for some of us musicians? Why can't we just get these chords? Why can't we play it? Why can't we get it? Oh man, that sounds nice. What is he doing? Oh my God. Yeah, God didn't give me the ability to sit there either copycat, or God didn't give me or the ability to even just play like somebody, right? But one day it dawned on me. I had a dream. No, I was in a dream and God showed it to me. Like, listen, yo, I'm not trying to get you to be like everybody else. I want you to be original. Be what you gonna be. If I just so happens to be able to start now all of a sudden, this, and not be cocky with it. Show the people what's happening. Maybe in my later years, right? Maybe in my later years, God wanted to show me how I could do it later. Maybe not today. It wasn't that time for it, right? Maybe God knew that I was gonna be super cocky and crazy with it. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Maybe God didn't want me to play fancy and crazy like all the rest of the musicians. And believe me, I've never been jealous of no musician out there that can play all that fancy chords and changes and runs and whatever, right? I ain't never been jealous of nobody, so I still ain't gonna be jealous of nobody because I realize that my abilities are not going to be the same. It's not gonna be the same. It is what it is. So, if you a new musician out there, my fellow brothers and sisters out there listening to my chop, 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 and you probably wonder why you can't get there like other people because maybe God don't want you to do it right now. Not the way they doing it. Be you. Do you. Right? Develop your own skills, your own talent, your own abilities to do certain things, right? So God had to show me that. Show me that. Show me that.com. Y'all remember that? Show me that.com. So yeah, so God had to show me that I had to be me, right? Even if someone does play chords like me or I end up playing chords like them, I'm still gonna have my own approach to it, my own feel to it. As this one musician used to tell me, there's no two musicians that sound the same unless otherwise you either working with them on a one-on-one all the time, playing along with them all the time, or unless you sitting here doing what I'm doing and you really sit here and study somebody's stuff, yes, you are going to. I always had that saying back in the day, you're a product of whom you're around. People used to tell me, boy, you sound just like your daddy. You look just like your daddy. You look just like your father. You dress just like him. My dad used to dress me like him, right? You dress just like your daddy. Now, I dress. I took a little some attributes from my dad, right? Yeah. All right, so yes, you do become a product of whom you're around. So I'm gonna go back to my category my green book, my go-to book, right? And go back over the stuff that I used to do, and this is how I started learning ideas either by listening to other musicians. Of course, I had someone who sat and showed me some stuff. I call him the GOAT. I ain't gonna call his name out because you probably don't want me telling everybody his business. But I had a GOAT that showed me some ideas, right? Yes, spent some time and showed me some stuff. And then it was just really up to me to drive it. Right? So it's up to me to drive it. If I don't drive it, then nothing happens, right? So yes, now I had to come back and start studying the stuff, right? All right. So whether it will be, I'm not calling names. I don't know. I get to call it. Y'all gonna be like, who is he? Who is this cat? We need to connect with him. Yes. So yes, you can take lessons from somebody to get you there. All right, to get you started, right? But at the end of the day, it's the work that I gotta put into it. If I don't put no work into it, I get nothing out of it. Also, I'm creative on my own at the same time. Remember I said that earlier on, and when I first got going, and I told the teacher who was showing me some ideas, I throw my little 2 cents in there, and he used to be like, "Oh man, why you doing that? I didn't show you that. Why you doing that?" Right? So, if you get an idea, once you learn your major chord, right? Your minor chord, your augmented chord, half to 7, diminished, dominant chord. I had to learn this stuff. Major 7 chord. All right, sus2 chord. Secret sauce chord. Oh, my wife done ordered again. This woman be always ordering something. I bet you she used my credit card too. She done got somebody bringing some stuff here again. Yesterday they brought something. Well, today they bringing something. What's going on with? She be buying all kind of stuff. All right, so sus2, sus4. I had to learn this stuff, y'all. Secret sauce, right? Secret sauce chord, right? And I had to learn this stuff, right? This woman done ordered something, y'all. But yeah, so I'm like, yo, I have to learn this stuff. So get an idea what these guys are doing, all right? And start learning how to play 2-hand chords. I used to play the 1-hand move. Remember I said the 1 hand. Then I started learning the 2-hand. Start start learning the two hand. See, I'm playing around with it. Either major, sus2, secret sauce, sus. I can change the chord and go to another sus4, another sus4. We try another sus4. We change the bass line to B. I'm just experimenting. What? I'm just experimenting. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Okay, yeah, I do know what I'm playing. I'm playing the tritone, all right? I learned my stuff, right? I learned, you know, my major move, minor move, augmented move. Add the 7, diminish. You see, I'm making my left hand work. Dominant chord, C major, flat to 5, major 7. Sus2, I'm making the left hand work. Secret sauce chord. Sus4, taking the 5th and drop it to the bottom. My secret sauce chord and tritone. The tritone. That's all I'm working with. Literally. That's all I'm working with. If I don't have to worry about a dominant chord being applied in the move, then I won't play it. If it's a sus2 move, I'm going to play it. If it's a secret sauce chord, I'm going to play it. If it's a sus4 chord, I'm going to play it. If it's a secret sauce chord to that, I'm going to play it. If it's a tritone. Major, minor, augmented, add 7 if I'm going to play that. With the tritone, right? I'm going to play it. What? The secret sauce chord. Let me transpose the secret sauce chord and go here. I'm telling you, this is going to come up. I'm just transposing. C. How about if I go to F sharp with it? I'm playing around with it. Experimenting. Oh, that sounds cool. C to F, C to F. Oh. Watch this. I'm going to change the tritone. I'm going to change the tritone. And I'm going to change the bass line. Let's see. Let's go half step back that tritone, an E tritone to an E flat tritone, and change my bass line and play a F bass. Same chord. Let's change the bass line to a B. Oh man! Oh, I'm still holding that same chord. Or change the chord. Or change the tritone. Let's go to C with it. Or F sharp with it. I'm just experimenting. Oh wow! I'm just. Playing around with the pedal. Half step back with the pedal. Half step back with the pedal. Half step back with the pedal. I can use that as an idea of preaching chords if I want to. Can I get a witness that God is good? Yeah. Or if I can chromatically. Yeah, transpose. I can mess around, keep transposing, or using the tritone to do a different tritone. Change the bass line. Let's try a different tritone with that same chord. Let's go to A bass. Let me see. Hey, how about E flat? So I'm messing with it. The same chord. I'm just messing with that same chord, just changing up the tritone. I can keep messing with this tritone, another tritone, and try that. Let's see, A flat. A flat. Why does it work? I don't know, but it works. How about D? And I'm just messing with the secret sauce chord, the D7 sus4, changing up with the tritone. Let me see a major. Let's try a chord. Nope, not that one. Let me see. Oh, maybe not that chord, right? And I'll just mess around until I figure out what chord is gonna fit. Let me see. How about D, C? Of course, C. All right, so of course C. D flat. D. How about E flat? Maybe E flat. Oh, look at that! Oh my God! Because listen, this is E flat major 7. What? And now I I can see here, take this one, or this one, or this, well, two, and put the two up here, causing me to play a G sus4 with that E flat major 7. Watch this. What? Oh my God! What? Change the bass line. Let's see, can I do it with a B bass? Nah, it didn't work. How about C? Huh? How about the C? F, C, F, C. Y'all see what I'm saying? Just being creative, learning your sus2, your sus4, your secret sauce, because they blend together. Versus me playing a major chord. C major. And do it inverted. Change the bass line to B flat. That didn't work. Change it to A. It didn't work. How about A flat? Man, that sucks, right? So, you see what I'm saying? You can mess around with it and see what works and what F sharp, what works and what won't work, right? Being creative with the idea. So, I'll sit here and say, okay, I know my tritone. It's all about this is all about how can I get out of the struggle, right? I gotta practice like the other musician told me to go. You need to go practice, man. Go practice. Yes, I got tired of chasing other people down, trying to get the help because they didn't want to help me, right? Okay, so fine, cool. I can't get the help. So now I need to come in here and do something about it. As my former music used to tell me, music teacher tell me, man, what you gonna do about it? I know you keep telling me about what you know your struggle, but what you gonna do about it? So I started sacrificing my sleep, sacrificing wiping that doggone one-eyed demon. I might not eat. I ain't ate yet, y'all. I haven't even got my drink in here. I'm thirsty right now, right? Somebody just dropped off some mail, but I'm trying to. I want to go get. But I'm sacrificing, right? Sacrificing. I'll probably do too much dedication, too much of it. Yeah, in order for me to get out of that struggle, I got to do something about it. He used to ask me, and now he don't ask me no more. What you gonna do about it? Oh, all right. This is what I'm gonna be doing. If I had to sit here all night and do this on my day off. Today's my day off. Yes, yes. I got no excuses why I can't get out the struggle today, right? So if I gotta work on one thing at a time, right? Come in here and let me listen to this some stuff, right? Target note is B. The target note was B. But what did he do before it? So it had to been a note back. A note back. Oh! 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 Oh yeah, what did he do before? Okay, now let's see, what did he do after that? Let's see. Da, 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 da. I hear it. I don't have to have perfect pitch, but as Sam Talbot would say, these are just enough but a bunch of notes. And they just repeat. They repeat. It just repeat. Yeah, what are the notes, y'all? What are the notes for my beginner musicians out there? C, D flat or C sharp, D, E flat or D sharp. I learned this stuff, right? E, F, F sharp or G flat, G, A flat or G sharp, A, B flat or A sharp, and B natural and C flat. And guess what? Everything repeats all over again. And there is 12 keys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, actually, I'm going to hit them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You know, you may hear people say, when you learn stuff, learn it in all 12 keys. Trust me, that is not going to be hard. Well, okay, it's not going to be easy to do. It might be easy for people who's just learning as a beginner. Don't be a beginner and try to go play for a church right now. Because if you start as a beginner and you try to go play for a church, you're going to be struggling like I did. What's that saying? You're putting the cart before the horse? Yeah. the cart before the horse, right? You got the cart in front of the horse. Can you imagine a guy on a chariot and the cart is in front and the horse is pushing? The horse is supposed to pull. You supposed to be behind it. So yeah, that's what happened to me. And what ended up happening was I was sinking. I was drowning. Can't swim. I was drowning. And I got so frustrated. I'll say like this one musician used to say. Actually, he said it last night on the video. He said, "Man, I remember going to church, and no one else knew how to play. No one else didn't know how to play it. So I wanted to learn how to play. I'm a new guy, you know, and just because somebody might have heard me play this one chord one time, just." And now all of a sudden, hey, you know how to play? Oh, come and play for us. And then, of course, I have it in my heart. I really want to know how to play, but I just don't know. I don't know all the chords. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. And as I told y'all before, people used to slap the oil on me, slapping me upside my head with oil, pouring oil on me, the blessed oil on me. But nothing happened. I don't care how much faith I had. Yes. People say, oh, have faith, believe in God. Get on your knees, seek for the Holy Ghost and the whole lot. I did all that. Fasted. And went hungry. Still nothing happened. Nothing happened. Oh, my God. Yes, I went through all that. I ain't gonna lie. I had a bottle of oil. That's oil. I used to get up every day. God, anoint my hands. God, anoint my hand, anoint my head. Putting all this blessing on. Pouring oil in my ear. Putting oil on my feet. God, anoint my hands, anoint my feet, anoint my head, anoint my ears. I'm just full of oil grease. Crisco oil grease all over me. What's that, olive oil? I don't know what it is now. I'm just all oiled up. People looking at me like I'm at work. Like, man, why you so oiled up, man? You grease, man. You give me some of that grease. I'm all oiled up. But nothing happened. Nothing happened, y'all. And it wasn't because I didn't have faith. It was just because God didn't want to give it to me that way. And I ain't mad at him. I had to accept the fact that it wasn't going to happen that way. All right? So I found out maybe it was... what I should have did was listen to my godfather a long time ago. When my godfather would try to put me in class, go to school and learn how to play the piano, take up music lessons, take up reading and all this stuff. Yes, he was trying to push me that way, but I wasn't trying to hear it. Yeah, I was stubborn. That's probably why God punished me for that. But yeah, he wanted me to go to school. But I was refusing. And then I got married. And then that killed it right there. It was my godfather said, oh, well, you're married now. Can't send you to school now. You're married. You got these children. You got a wife. You got a family. You know, hands up. That's what he put his hands up. So yeah, so I had to suffer, y'all, a long time. But now what can I do about it, right? Remember I said I had to now eventually years later go back. Start learning my theory. I don't know how to read music on a, what do I call it, open up the book, bam, I'm reading music. I'm not there. Not there. I ain't there on that level, right? But I do have the ability to be able to now understand, oh, this is C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Right? I got that little bit of a knowledge now. And it might not be great, but it's better than it was better than what I didn't know back then, right? So what you don't know, it's gonna hurt you, right? Alright, so now, why am I able to play these chords? Why am I able to play this stuff now? Why? Because now I dedicated time into practicing, C, D minor, E minor. Now I didn't know about this formula, by the way, the C, D minor, E minor, F major, like that, and G major, and A minor, and B flat diminished, the 7, like that. You know, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6. I just learned this, y'all. Believe it or not, 2019, right before we went into the pandemic in 2020. That's when I started learning this formula. 1 to 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, right? Major, minor, minor, major. Major, minor, diminished. I just learned that, y'all. This is 2023, right? It's about to be 2024, right? I just learned this in 2019. Now, I have my own formula that I was using, everything on the 1. Major on the 1, minor on the 1, augmented on. I taught myself this, right? Add the 7, diminish, dominant chord, major 7, sus 2, secret sauce, sus 4, secret sauce, right? Now, I just learned that this is a D7 sus 4. I just learned transposing, that's a D flat or C sharp, 7 sus 4. I just learned that. I just recently learned, oh, this is a major 7. G flat or F sharp major 7. I just learned that. C major 7. I recently just learned all of that several years ago. Right? So why is it struggle? It's a multiple different reasons why a lot of us struggle. If you're a very beginner person, you might not never have to go through this. Because why? You're learning it. You're learning from our mistakes or my mistakes for what I didn't do, which you can have the opportunity to do better and become a greater musician. Not that I'm not a great musician, or not that you're a great musician or not, or anyone else is or isn't. But you get to start out right. As they say, you get to start out right, fresh, out the box. While us folks who've been playing for a little while, as I said, this was a musician, he didn't even know what was the 5th of A flat. Right? Right? He didn't know what's the second note in E flat. Whether it be the number system or the note, he didn't know. I was like, wow, really? But that dude can kill on the organ and the keyboard, right? All day. But didn't know. Now, here's something for my beginner musicians out there. And I'm talking because I want y'all to know that, hey, don't make the same mistakes. All right, for the beginner musicians, you coming up. All right. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for coming in. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, thank you for hitting that like button. If you hadn't already hit the like button, thank you for your comments. If you hadn't already made some comments, I hadn't had a chance to check whatnot, but thank you for coming on in. I just wanted to get that off my chest because I know I see us struggling. And why is it that we're struggling? It's because of the lack of knowledge. He didn't make you or break you, or because there's so many other obstacles or things around your life that's causing you to not to be able to get there. But trust me, when I started sacrificing, and believe me, I didn't really want to, but I said, if I'm gonna get better, this is what I gotta do, right? My former music teacher didn't know what I was doing. But one time he asked me that one time too many. He said, man, what you gonna do about it, man? In other words, I'm tired of you coming and telling me the same story. What is it that you're gonna do about it? Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna show you how to do all this stuff right now. I'm gonna show you I'm gonna break this down for you. Here, man, all he did was set your drawbar settings up like this. Boom, boom, boom. All right, boom. All right, do this. All right, now you go. Now you need to know that this is a B, or maybe you want to tell me what the notes was, but you know you just hit this white note, this black note, and this white note like that. You just go, and then the next thing he did this, and then you just, all right, and then now what he did was he went to this bass line. It's a black key, by the way. This one right here. Oh, now what if he didn't know what the notes was? He was like, hey, you hit this black note on the pedal. All right, then your left hand, you're gonna put your left hand on this note right here. And you play that like that. Right? That's how he used to break it down to me. Right? You're gonna do that. So now, right before you do that, you want to go like this. Right? Ba, right? Ba, ba, da. That's what he's doing. Ba, da. Now, what's the second chord he's doing, right? This note, this note, this note, this note right here. That's what you want to play. This black note, this black note, this there, this black note right here, and this white note right here. Right? So when he plays the first note, he's going to hit this note here, this black one, this white one, this white one, this white one, right? That's what he played right there. Then it's going to come up, and then by the time you should be, that's what he's going to do. Now the first thing he did was this. So he twanged it. He did this little twisting thing. Oh, okay. And then do it. Oh, okay, that's what he did. Okay. The next minute he said he did this. Do it again. Do it again. Now you do it. No, he did this. Now you do it. Oh, now you got it. Now do the first thing I showed you. Do the other one. No, you did it wrong, knucklehead. No, you did it wrong again. Yeah, like that. Breaking it down, right? Right? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of happy about that. But at the end of the day, I was still had a crutch. You know, crutch, right? I'm on the crutches. I'm on the crutches because I'm depending all the time. It's nothing once in a while. You know, you get stuck with something, but once in a while. So ever since then, I started thinking, you know what? I need to learn my skills. What's this note? C, D flat, D, E flat, E, F. I need to learn these notes, right? Understand what the notes are. Right? I need to learn my notes. Oh, just repeat. C, D flat, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp and G flat, G, A flat, G sharp, A sharp and B flat, B, and C flat. Oh, repeat. I have to teach myself this and rehearse it over and over and over and over again until I got it, right? Now it's no big thing. A, B flat, B. Then the next one is A flat, A flat, F sharp, A flat. Right? Now later on I have to learn from some of you all out there, the big time musicians out there who out there teaching this idea, or even maybe not so much teaching it, but explaining it in so many words that, hey, you're doing this thing called twanging. My wife called it twiddling. Whenever she hear me doing this, yeah, you know, she be calling it twiddling. You in there twiddling again? Yes. So yeah, so that's what she called it. But yeah, you know, I had to learn this terminology, twanging it or twisting it or whatever, right? And then this is grace. Grace, twanging it. Twanging it. And then grace, and then twang it. All right, no, however you want to call it. Grace, then no. But this was twanging. Now you see I can transpose this. As long as I know what my target note is. B flat, E flat. And there's two notes before. Oh, what's my target note now? D. Half step back. Now I know what they're doing. Oh, so now when I play now, I'm like, and if I want to twang again, I know the twangy, the twangy twang, right? And if I want to do the grace, the grace, I know what the grace is. You know, I know the grace. I can grace. Now this is twanging up because I'm going up. If I can twang up, or the twang, or the twist, or the twang. I know the grace move. Just the grace. And then now I can do the twang. Now I'm doing the twanging. Or we could say scale up, if you want to say it that way. Scale up. Different idea. So now it's being creative and coming with a different idea. Grace, Gracie, twang, twang again. Right, twang, twang. I love you, Lord. Twang, 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 or twist or whatever, right? This you can't call it gracing because you're too close to each other. So I call it twanging again. I'm just making this up as I go. I'm making it up as I go. I'm making it up as I go. Or do this one. I'm making this up as I go. Twang. Or note, note, note. And scale, 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 how you want to call it. I'm making this up as I go, y'all. Twang, twang, twang. Twang, twang, twang. Hey, I love you, Lord. Twang, twang, twang. Twang, twang, twang. Or twang, twang. Right? So, yeah, so you learn different ideas, right? So between your twang, so I said earlier, it's the lack of knowledge that can either make you or break you. So I started learning these terminologies people be using. Twang. What bass line? Or you hit the grace. There. Now I call this rub. All right. Some people might call it a different terminology, but I call that the rubbing. Now I'm rubbing the note or whatnot. So. Tritone. Rub. anyway, y'all. Oh Lord. But anyway, so yeah, the lack of artists can either make you or break you. So I'm like, okay, all right, use your tritone, use your major chord. Now get back to what I said earlier. You have to learn your chords, major, minor. Know when to use them. Whether you want to use your it's the major chord, A flat or D flat, and then A flat, A flat, D flat, and I'm using the B flat to kind of make it kind of sound. Then I'm going to A flat, D flat. Remember, learn your inversion, root position, first inversion, second inversion. I can switch up the inversions if I wanted to. That's the root position. A flat, I could go that route and play the D flat to A flat. It might give you a different type of sound. You can switch it up and go second inversion to root position A flat, right? And so forth and so on. You can use your first inversion of your D flat major chord, depending on where you at, the A flat. If you want to switch up, or however you want to do it, right? So the lack of knowledge can either make you or break you. So once you start learning your chords and how to use them with two hands, or some of us like to do the one hand. Bass line. If I'm gonna run that with the pedals, I'm probably gonna bounce my pedals on the A flat, and if I'm gonna run my bass line, I'm probably gonna bounce my pedals. Now we come learn another route where we, kind of like, I don't know what you want to call it, certain type of syncopation or whatever, when we just, let me see. Let me see. Some of you, if you have a bass line player, he be doing that. While the pedals running, you running the pedals in the bass line, foot pedal. And we found a different way, so we don't have to work our feet so much. we found a different way to kind of bounce off that pedal. Bouncing off the pedals. But anyway, how do we get unstuck or get out of our struggles? So I've been working on this little project. I'm going back to it. You guys probably see me doing the breakdowns, learning chords step by step. All right, so I will spend time. Normally I will put myself on a clock time wise and say, hey, listen, I'm struggling in playing other keys other than whatever your favorite key is. Try not to have a favorite key. I psychologically had to get that out of my head, like for real. Like I had to really work on that. Cause what it end up happening is if you get stuck saying C sharp is your favorite key, E flat is gonna be your favorite key. Those are the keys you're gonna blaze in all day. B flat is your favorite key, you gonna blaze in that all day. You gonna kill. A flat, your favorite key, you gonna kill in that all day. F sharp and G flat, you gonna kill in that all day, right? But don't mess with the key of C. You ain't gonna mess with D, and you're not gonna mess with E. You have the white keys. G, F, and G and A. You're not gonna, nah, no, that ain't for me, right? And then what end up happening is that you would get stuck on one key until next you know you'll be like the rest of a few of us, and I'm gonna say all of us, has not done that. Not everybody falls into that category. I'll hit that transpose button in a heartbeat if I don't even know what I'm doing, but on the organ, I don't have no choice. So it's pushing me to have to sit here and take the time out to figure out how I'm going to get myself out of that struggle, right? So you no longer have to struggle anymore for my beginner musician and intermediate level musician. Thank you guys for coming on in and hitting that subscribe button if you hadn't already done so. Hitting that like button if you hadn't already done so. I'm just trying to make this video so that we can find a way to get out of our struggles. So I'm working on my struggles. And I'm showing you what I'm doing. All right, I come in here, I get my little notepad, and I go back and I make myself some notes. Now this right here, when it comes down to my category I and J, that's a whole nother ball game. This is something what I will work on as far as I want to start sounding better chord wise. And then I'll pick somebody like I used to work on 18 different musicians, and this is how I got going. Yeah, work on 18 different musicians out there who did something nice, and I will come in here and be like, you know, I'm gonna learn that. I'm gonna come in here and learn that on top of my own ideas. That's right. I know how to bring it too. All right. Why I learned that? Because I had to come back in here, and I told you I had to come back in here and start figuring some stuff out. What's the C between the A flat? What's the A flat between the B flat? What's the, y'all see what I'm saying? My G, what's my A? I had to come back here and B, I had to come back here and study this and look at this and start saying, oh, so now I have learned this move that y'all probably keep hearing me play, this chord. No one showed it to me. I was just messing with it. So this C chord, right? Remember that formula I said? C the one, right? Know your inversions. Root position, first inversion, second inversion. Right? Root. My left hand try to get away. First inversion, second inversion. Now I learned this little technique. Well, actually I didn't learn it. Actually, it just started happening by accident. I was sitting here doing this, and I kind of got tired of lifting my hand up to get to the next chord, or you know, to get to the next chord. So I was just sitting here doing this. And I started doing, I guess you call it the spider move or whatever. So yes, so to keep taking my hand off the keyboard as much, I can still hold it there. I might, you know, wasn't perfect, right? But I'm working on it, right? Right, keeping my hands on the board. It's not smooth, but it's better than what I was, right? Or I could go ahead and lift the hand and play the chord. Okay? Then the D minor move, root position, first inversion. Like, look at my hand doing it automatically. My left hand, I don't know where I got it from. It just happened all of a sudden. But you can lift your hand up and go to the next inversion. You can lift your hand up if you desire. See, my hand already was there. Already. Anyway, that's the 2 chord. 3 chord, E minor, root position, first inversion. I'm sorry, I got a habit of doing it now. I'm trying to stop doing it, but it's a habit now. Alright, it's a habit. Yes, you can use the same fingering. You can change up the fingering. Whatever is comfortable for you. Right? Whatever is comfortable for you, do you. Right? Now I'm on this 4 chord, root position, first inversion, second inversion. Make my left hand work. Right? If you're not left-handed, get that left hand to do what the right hand can do. All right? 5 chord, G, root position, first inversion, second inversion. Sorry about that. All right, so we have the G, root position, right? The first inversion, and then the second inversion. A, the 6th chord, A minor, root position, first inversion, second inversion. Last but least, B diminished. Root position, first inversion. Actually, okay, this really wasn't root position technically. However, in this case, it's root position. But the root position is D diminished. So you actually not doing the root position. You're actually doing the third inversion, because this is root. First inversion, second inversion, A flat, and third inversion. So you're doing the third inversion of the B major diminished movement. Now I'm on the first inversion, the root. I'm sorry. Then the first inversion, and then the second inversion. So you see, I'm making my left hand work. Not only just because I'm going up the keyboard, of course, go in reverse. Go in reverse. Go in reverse. Practice it. Go in reverse. Right? Go in reverse too as well with your chords, right? Because you never know when an organ player is going to voice some chords down low. Oh, yeah. And I can demonstrate that for sure. Yes, you never know when a keyboard organ player or keyboard player is going to voice chords down low. All right. Okay, because it all depends on, if you're on the organ, it depends on how you have your drawbar set. It's also on the keyboard. It's just keyboard. You just do what you do. Because then you know how to break up chords into sections. I can play a C major chord by doing this. C. I can put my E, right, and my G here. I still play the C major chord. 1, 3, and 5. I just broke it up. Or I can switch it around and go, what? The 3, the 5, and put the 1 at the top. I'm still playing the C major chord, but inversion, first inversion. Right? I can switch that up and do a second inversion of the C major chord and put the G on the bottom and put the 2 notes here, which is what? 5, 1, 3. You never know how the keyboard player or organ player might voice their chords by breaking it up or separating the major move, the minor move, the augmented move, the diminished move, the dominant chord move, the major 7 move. You never know how they might break up that major 7 chord or that major chord, that major, the minor, augmented, diminished, all those chords. You never know how they might break it up or separate them, right? Yes, it's the common way. You know what we say, the common way, right? You know, this is normal, right? But you never know if the keyboard player might say, well, I'm gonna put the G down here. See what I said? You never know. What? You never know. You never know. You never know how it can be voiced. I'm still playing the same chords. What? I play the C major with the G major. C major with G major. I can still voice that differently and put the C major chord at the top and put the G major underneath and play it G major. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? You never know how they might voice chords or place their chords and whatever, voicing them, whatever. All right. So yes, I'm gonna go back to my category I and my category J. That's a whole nother beast thing. That's a whole nother ball game. Me going back to that, because then that means I'm gonna be picking up those ideas that I had once done before, and then I'm also gonna be working on the idea that I showed y'all about the breakdown on how you can get yourself out of playing in one key. You can take one song and just go, I love you, Lord, C sharp and root inversions. I'm doing the root position, the first inversion and the second inversion, add the 2. Maybe I add the 2 to 9. D diminished 7. I literally just played that. D diminished 7, F diminished 7, A flat diminished 7, and a piece of the B diminished 7. If I spread the note out. Oh, inversion. That's all I'm doing. Right? Now, I'm going to the 1. 1 up plus 1. I'm playing chords in the middle of the scale. It's D flat. That's the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember the number system, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. D flat is the 1. E flat is the 2. F the 3. G flat the 4. Right? I'm saying I'm in flat now, right? So flat. A flat the 5. B flat the 6. Number 7 is C. And back to my 1. D flat. So now I'm going to the 1. 1 up plus 1. D diminished 7. Going to the 2, right? Playing the major chord. I'm playing 2 different major chords, by the way. Right? I'm playing that D flat major chord at 2, and I'm also playing the F sharp major chord at the same time. Or I can play the E flat minor chord. Root position, first inversion, root, first inversion, second inversion. That voicing. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. Or I can play a major 7 move over the minor chord and mix that up. Now we call that mix and match chords, which I'm mixing, maxing chord. That's not a mix match. That's a D flat major chord. That's D diminished. That's not a mix max chord. This is because I'm playing a D flat major chord and a G flat major chord, and I'm mixing those two chords together. Then I go to the major 7, also with the major chord 2. And then I'm going to the 5 chord, which is A flat, and I'm adding the 2. And then I go back to the 1. Now I got this. Let me change the beat. I love you, Lord. Now normally I like to slow it down if I'm new at this. But anyway, let me slow down the tempo just a hair. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I can't sing. I love you, Lord. Today I can be fancy with it. I see. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. Remember that? Remember that? Being fancy with it. Earlier, I didn't have to do that. Remember the tritone I did? Pass the move, I can mess around with it. I can mess around with the move. Right before I go to the 4. Right before I go to the 5. I can play around with it, change the voicing, and go here to 5 up. Today to the 5. Remember that? That twang. Mess around with it. So anyway, keep it straight. Keep it straight. All right. As I say, keep it in the pocket. Next chord, 1 up to the 2. I play 2 chords on the 2 to the 5. A flat, back to D flat, the 1. I want to take that same chord progression and do it in the key of C, half step back. All I have to do is see what my fingers do. Now, of course, I may have to change my finger configuration to play the chord the way I feel comfortable with it. See, I changed the fingering. I love you, Lord. 1, diminished. C sharp diminished. Either it be C sharp diminished 7, or we can call this D flat diminished 7, because there's no flats or sharps in the key of C. But I'm gonna repeat everything. I love you, Lord. Repeat that same chord. Just transpose it. I love today. Repeat. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I buy today. I know my numbers now. Going to 1. I 1 plus 1 to the 2 to the 5. 1. That pinky got in the way. I 1 up to the 2 to the 5. 1 in any key. Go to D. I 1 up. Because remember, y'all, transposing. Now, as the other musician was mentioning how you can get out of your struggle, pick a song. You should be able to pick a song, create a simple pattern. I'm just creating a simple pattern that I'm going to remember. Of course, I'm going to jot it down in my notes. Hey, I'm doing this 1. Remember, I'm using numbers now. I never used numbers in my life. So I'll find me an empty page somewhere and start studying the moves, right? And keep it simple. I probably more than like a 9, 10 I got in here. But get your notepad if you hadn't got one. Get your stickies or however you want to do it. Get your pencil or pen and then jot this down so you can remember a simple pattern for yourself, right? So I can repeat the simple pattern. I might have to change the finger configuration. At the end of the day, all I'm doing is transposing. Transposing all day. All day. Transposing. And this is what the pros be using, right? What the pros do is doing, you can learn the pro stuff. It's just a scale, y'all. Just the 1, 2, 3. That's it. 1, 2, 3 in the left hand. My right hand just picking up what? The 5. Right? And the 1. And the 3. And I might go ahead and probably add let me see, the 6 on here. Because my fingers want to play some that thumb. I don't know why the thumb want to be involved with something extra. It's doing extra. Here it's doing some extra. I love, you know, I love, or maybe not. Maybe I could go bar the note, half step back, whole step back. If it sounds okay, I'll do it. If not, I won't do it. I love you. Remember, I can pick what inversion. It's a group position, y'all. The first inversion, the second inversion. Doesn't matter where I started at. Group position, first inversion, second inversion. Doesn't matter where I started at. All that's going to do is just change the inversions that I might use. I love you, Lord. When am I going, y'all? To the with diminished C sharp or D flat diminished move. I might have to go from this angle. I love you, Lord. You know what I'm saying? It might just change the positioning of word because when I'm started out at. I love you, Lord. Going up to the diminished move. Remember, I'm doing inversions, y'all. I love you, Lord. D flat diminished 7. Of course, I know my what? Inversion. Of course, I know my what? In my inversion. My inversion. Oh. So I can pick whichever one sounds cool to my ear. I love you, Lord. Some I love. And then what's the next chord? Minor move. Whether I want to go root, D minor move, root first inversion, second inversion, or whatever position I want to go. It's whatever one I was closest to. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. Whichever one I was closest to. It was whatever one I was closest to. Right? So anyway, I'm starting from this angle. Up. Up. And I'm repeating all the chords over again. I love you, Lord. I may have changed my fingering slightly. Repeat the same chord. Go up to D and do it. I love you. Repeat the same thing. Up. Diminished move. What diminished move am I doing? The C diminished 7. Inversion. E flat diminished 7. G flat diminished 7. A diminished 7. And repeat. Oh. It just depends on where I want to place it. Alright. So in the key of D. I love you, Lord. Half up is D. C diminished 7. Or E flat diminished 7. G flat diminished 7, A diminished 7. If I had some more longer fingers, I would have spread it all the way out to here, but I'm inside. I love you, Lord. Going to the 2. I'm playing the same chord. All I'm doing, y'all, is taking the same chord, the major chord, the major chord, and transposing the major chord, which is F major chord. What's the next chord up? G flat major, G flat or F sharp major chord. What's the next chord up? G major chord. I'm just playing the invert root first, root first, root first, and then I go to the major 7 move. That's my 7. If I'm in F major chord, how do I do the major 7 move? Major 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. F major 7. F major 7. Oh. F major 7. Root position first inversion. I just drop the bottom note or the top note, and I'm playing a major 7. Oh, G major chord. Root position first inversion, and then I flat half step back or flat to 7, and now I'm playing a major 7 chord. Oh, and if I go to the next key to do the next key, I'm just repeating everything. Oh. And E flat, I love you, Lord. I love you. Right? Major, A flat major, root is the first inversion, and go to the major 7. Flat to 7. Oh, I'm just repeating everything. I love you, Lord. C major, D flat major, second inversion, D major second inversion, E flat second inversion, E second inversion, F second inversion, G flat second inversion, G. A flat, A, B flat, B. And back to C if I want to go up that high up on the keyboard. So I'm just repeating everything over again. The diminished move, I already told you what it was, right? If I'm in C, I go up to the D flat diminished 7. What's the next one? D diminished 7. What's the next one? C diminished 7, right? Y'all see what I'm saying? But because the last note I'm on is technically E flat diminished 7, you know what I'm saying? right? E diminished 7 because it's from the D flat or the C sharp diminished 7. I'm just doing inversions. As I go, you're gonna keep doing inversion, right? As I go, it changes the D diminished. Now I'm at the F diminished. As you keep going up the key scale, it changes. And I'm E. Now I go to the key of F. Guess what one I'm doing now? The G flat diminished 7. It's still the C diminished 7, E flat diminished. I'm just going up higher up the keyboard because you're just doing inversions. Oh, key of F sharp and G flat. Then you're either doing the D diminished 7 or you can do the G diminished 7 depending on where the finger falls. Oh, if I go to G, I'm just repeating these 3 diminished groups. These 3 diminished group or family. We are family. Yes, I'm just repeating the D, C diminished 7, the D flat or C sharp diminished 7, and the D diminished 7. Just doing them inversions. Inversions. As you keep changing keys, it changes up. You keep going up. So if I'm on G, what's the next move I'm going up? F diminished 7. Oh, and you're gonna end up repeating this either the D diminished group, or the C sharp and D flat diminished group, or the C diminished group. In it's inversion. And it's inversion as you go up. Oh, in all 12 keys. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. E diminished 7. E diminished 7, right? G diminished 7, G sharp diminished 7, or B flat depending on the key signature you're in. And back to C sharp and D flat diminished 7. Oh! When I go to A flat, which one I'm repeating them again. A flat, that's right, the C diminished group or family. You're just doing it as in E flat diminished 7. Oh, you already know what the key A-E is gonna be. I gave it away already. E diminished 7. Oh, when I get to B flat, I love you. You already know. You already see me where my finger is. You already know what it is. F diminished 7. I love you, Lord. Oh, and then if I go to B, you already gonna know. You already know what it is. B, F sharp, diminished 7. You already see that. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. There it is. F sharp, diminished 7. So you see what I'm saying? You already gonna see that. Then when you make your way back to C, you already know what it's gonna be. It's out of these 3 diminished groups, inversions. So now I figured that out. I'm like, oh, this. I love you, Lord. C. This is gonna be I love you, Lord. C diminished 7. C diminished 7. Because I started down here low. I love you, Lord. The lower range. My finger's already there. I love you, Lord. C diminished 7. Now if I was up higher on the B, I love you, Lord. It put me on what? Inversion. Right? Inversion. It put me up higher because I was up on the keyboard higher. But if I started here, I'm just doing inversion. Because I'm down lower. I love you, Lord. C diminished 7. C diminished 7. What, of course, you would with the other diminished together, right? I love you, Lord. In the key of B. So all you're doing is repeating chords you already know how to play once you learn a specific simple pattern, right? The whole game plan is to get yourself unstuck and start learning chords that you already know how to play and just do them in sections. B to the diminished move, +1 to the 2. Major 7. It's a major 7. Y'all know, y'all hear that major 7. Major 7. I'm just duplicating the same thing, whether I was up here, whether I played the voicing up here. Alright, so yeah, I love you, Lord. B1 +1 to the 2 to the 5 to the 1. Okay, so now I can go. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I'm saying? I can play it in all 12 keys. These 5 chords. Here we go. Let's go to the next key. C. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. Today. Next key up. C sharp and D flat. And I can repeat the same thing over again. I love you, Lord. I can't sing. D. Love you, Lord. I love you. See what I'm saying? I love you, Lord. I forgot what key I was in. D. I love you. Going to the 5. I love you, Lord, today. So if you remember the formula, when I said earlier, your 1 is C, your 2 is the major move. The 1, 2, that's the 1. The 2 is a minor move, D minor. The 3 is E minor, right? The minor chord. The 4 is a major chord, F. The 5 is a major chord, G. The 6 is the A minor chord. And the number 7 is your B diminished 7. And you back to your 1. Okay? Now that you know that your 1 is the major, you know your 4 is a major, and you know your 5 is a major. I know, y'all heard this. I did inversions there. Yeah, I noticed that. Inversions, right? I switch up from the root position to the second inversion. I can do that in the first inversion. Remember, learn your inversions, right? Because you can move them around. And then know that your minor chord is the 2. And your minor chord is the 3. And your minor chord is what? Number 6. All right. So now that you know that, it's like now you can kind of be creative with some ideas or whatever, Y'all ever wonder where they get like kind of like that little rap thing, You ever know where they get that? That's the minor move. You could do any versions of your desire. You can do any inversion. My name is Drake. Hey. Well, that's what they get that. Using that minor move, actually, if I do it on my keyboard, y'all will laugh. But it's funny because it tricks me out. But that's what they're getting that move from. If you got to know, hey, you can use that 6 chord. That's your minor chord. You have the minor chord on the 2. I mean, on the 2. You know what I'm saying? And you can play around with this actually, which is funny because that's what they be doing with the rap music or whatever, right? I used to rap back in the day when I was younger. I don't do that no more. Not that I'm, let me see here. Let me see. Let me see. That minor move, yo. I mean, anyway, let's get back to the song. Just wanted to have fun with that. That kind of tickled me when I was looking at that. But yeah, anyway, so go back to your simple stuff, right? Building your chords, right? Right. So I'm breaking this down so you can kind of get an idea. Hey, you can do any song. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. It doesn't have to be fancy. Up. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. Do this. that's when you want to get fit. Once you learn your chords, you can start doing that. That I call it the rubbing. You can also start learning how to do your grace or your twanging. You start learning how to do your twanging, whatever, or your grace. A grace. You know, or the twang. You know, learn to do your twang. Let me see. Twang. I love you. I grace. Or I grace. Or I twang. I grace. Play it in any key. D. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. Today, E flat coming up. Let's go B. See what I'm saying? It's easy pattern. Today, 1 plus 1 to the 2. To the 5, back to the 1, up to the C. I 1 up to the 2, to the 5, to the 1. Next key up. I'm just repeating everything. To the 2, to the 5, to the 1. Once you get a pattern, it's over. I 1 up to the 2. I did something extra right there. Back to the 1. E flat. 1 up. To the 2. To the 5. Back to the 1. E. I'll repeat you. Did y'all notice that? To the 5. Back to the 1. F. Repeat the same thing. I might switch up a finger again. F sharp and G flat. I'm repeating everything. 5 to the 1. F. I'm G now. Now I'm repeating everything. To the 5. 1. A flat. Right? Create a pattern. Simple pattern. A. 1 up. I realize I'm repeating chords I already played. B flat. 1 up. 2. To the 5. 1. That's it. That's how simple it is, right? Grabbing a song and learning 5 chords. All right. It was a song called "Nobody Like You, Lord." Now, this song here, I'll break it up into parts, sections, and whatnot. I call it bite-sized practice. Then I'll come back and start learning the 7. We'll do it in B. That's the 1. That's 7. So I'll put a tritone. Right? Let me see. The 3. 1, 2, 3. I'll put a tritone with a major chord. So I had a minor chord. Remember, learn your inversion. C sharp. Let's see. A flat minor chord. No, C sharp minor chord. C sharp. Root persistent. First inversion. Second inversion. And then I'm going to the 3 chord. 1, 2, 3, and B. I'm gonna put a C sharp tritone with a B major chord. Remember, you notice that finger is just sitting limbo, like not doing nothing yet, but I know I can do something with it. Okay, all right. So, okay. Yes, okay. So I got my 7, 3. Okay, Okay, let's go to the what I said, 7 3 6, and then let's find my 6. These are chords we use all the time. And well, okay, if you're a beginner musician, maybe not. But this is just a B major 7 root position, first inversion, second inversion, and third inversion. Hey, you better watch yourself here. And third inversion. What? And sometimes we split the chords with 2 hands. Okay, so now that I saw that, I said, oh, wow. But I'm going to put it down here. And that's my 6. 6, 7, 3, 6. We call this power chord, I guess. 7, 3, 6. The more I keep practice on this, the better I get at it. The more it starts to make more sense to me. So I'm going to do this B. I love you, Lord. 1 up to the 2 to the 5. 1 because you care. So let's see. So the more I keep doing it, the better I get at it. Let's do it again. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. Today. You probably noticed that I didn't hit the chord again. I just paused and then got my so I can get to it, right? Right. So I did a little slight pause so I can get my 7 3 6. Now I can do the 7 3 6 in different ways, but just for now, this is just the start. And someone said this might be amateur stuff. Believe it or not, it might be amateur stuff, but you can move these chords around. When I mean move it around, do inversions. All right, you have options to change up your moves to a minor move, to a major move, to an augmented move, to a diminished move, to whatever it is that you think they might sound pretty to your ear. You can change the moves, you know. You can change the move. You can do all this other stuff. All right. If I want to play it down low, I'll bring the voicing up high. And I can use, like I said earlier, the sus4, the sus2, the secret sauce, depending on where I want to voice it at or place it. I can use the major move. I can use whatever, the sus2, the secret sauce. Any one of those moves, I can use those chords. I just wanted to show you that as an idea versus the minor move. I can change that up. You know, remember I can do inversions of that. And I can do all this other, change the voicing or whatnot, right? I can change all that. Depends on what my ears want to play. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. To today because you care. Okay, 7 3 6 in B. Now let's do it in C. This is my 1. Half step back is my 7. Half my battle is over with. Tritone. Let me see which one is it. That's my bottom. I just did it on my left hand. So now I see what my bottom is. Splitting the chord. Right? I'm splitting the chord with the minor move. Or I do both hands. It depends on how I want to get there. Depends on how I want to get there. 3, 2, 3. Tritone. Over C major, I can do inversion. Remember I said that earlier. Inversion. You know that thumb said, "Hey, let me get some. Let me get a piece of this." You know what I'm saying? Because I moved my C to the top. Inversion. So I said, let me go ahead and put that there. And if I want to color it some more, some more, all I'm doing is inversion. Inversion. Based upon how my hands can reach. 6. 5, 6. Remember, we know what that chord should be, right? Well, in the key of C, we would have said minor, A minor, right? A minor would have worked, but also major 7. C, major 7. Also is related to E minor, by the way. E minor. Remember I told y'all C was the one earlier? That's the 1 chord. The 2 chord is D minor. The 3 chord is E minor. F major 4. So let me show you what I'm doing here. So C major. If I put my C major chord up here, I'm gonna put my D minor chord, which is the 2 chord, here. And now I got this voicing. D minor 9 chord. Y'all hear that voicing? I know y'all heard this voicing, right? That's just giving me an idea to put it somewhere in the song in whatever key I want to put it in. If it works, if it fits, it fit. If it don't fit, it must have quit, right? Same thing with this situation. That's all I'm doing is taking a minor chord, or let's go back to it. All right. So watch this. I had that C again at the top. Here's that E minor chord. What chord am I playing now? A C major 7. C major 9 chord. I'm just doing inversion because I told you the C and the E minor chord is related. Create a C major 7 chord. C major 7 chord. Oh, and then when I did that D minor, which is the 2 chord, and I put it with the C major chord, we have a D minor 9. D minor 9. Why is it D minor 9? Because of the D. And if you know your D scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to the 1. But what happened with my 7? I had to flat the 7. Half step back and gave me a what? My D minor 7 chord. Remember the scale D, y'all, not C scale. We're on the D scale now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to the 1 technically, right? So I said, oh, if I took my D major, which was the 5, 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, the 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, and half step down my 3, half step back. My 3 is a D minor chord, right? 1, flat 3, and the 5. Oh, all right. 1, flat 3, that's a 5. That's the 6. That's the 7. Now in this case, you have a see a D minor major 7. D minor major 7. Why is that? Because remember, D major 7. D major 7. D major 7. Right? That's a D major 7. But because we minor the 3rd, this is called a D minor major 7. Because of the 7. Until I flat the 7, half step back, it's a D minor 7. Oh, and think of it, we're in this D scale still, right? Some of the notes in D scale shares some of the same notes in the C scale. Oh, the G scale shares some of the same notes in the C scale, as well as the D scale. Oh, okay, I gave somebody a secret. Alright, so now I'm in the D scale, and then we already know that that's technically the 1, but that's the continuation of the number system. This would be now number 8. D is number 8. It's number 1, but it's number 8 because after 7 comes what? 8. Right. Okay, so we're going to count that, but we're going to go ahead and count the D scale after that, which is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That's 2, technically, but when we said 8. D is 8. Now my E becomes number 9. So now we have a D minor 9 chord. D minor 7. D minor 9. How do we get to the 11th? Well, we know if you do the continuation of the number system, we know that 1, 2, 3, 4, G is the 4. What is it now up here? 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, it's a C major chord. Remember I just said that earlier? Now you have a C minor, you have a C minor 11, right? And 9. That's what they're going to call it because the last note that you hit at the top. So now you have a C minor 11, 9, or it could be 9, 11 actually. C minor 9, 11. So C minor 9, 11. C minor 9, 11. Or it could be 11 and 9. However, it might come out on the computer or whatever when you using chord and whatnot. Now, how do I get to the 13th? Well, the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 6. A is the 6. So what is it now up here now? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The 13th. It's now the 13th. So now you playing. Remember that C major chord? The E minor chord? Remember I told you they was related? Like a little rap movie. Anyway, so yeah, so now you have a C, a D, 13, 9, 11. Minor, right? D minor, 13, 9, 11. Because of the last note. D minor, 13, 9, and 11. That was your 7, remember? Because I had to flat the 7. Now if I go back up here and do that to you, y'all know that's dirty. That's a nasty chord right there. Okay, anyway. So you see how I'm being creative with voicing chord? It has its place somewhere. Oh my God! Oh my God! Woo! Yeah, it's gonna have its place somewhere. Maybe I'll do it on the bottom. Okay, I didn't mean to do all that, but y'all see what's happening here. So all I did was took my C major chord and put it at the top in the C scale and put it up here. And I kept my 2 chord, which is the D minor on the bottom, and gave me a D minor 9 chord. And if I wanted to add the 13, I could choose it here, or I could choose it here, or double up. Now my thumb would have did both like that. And then I just went ahead and played my D minor chord. But if I don't want to play that like that, then I'll play the top. And if I don't want to play the top, I can always go ahead and do this. Now, did y'all hear the tritone? I know y'all heard it. And if I want to add the D there, remember it's still my D minor chord. Now, what you also hear, now I'm messing around with the F major chord, add 2. With the C major chord. That changing your chord now to a F major. F major 1, 3, 1, 3, and 5. F major. That's the 7. F major 7. Add the 2. Or we may call it 9. F major 9. Right? I can put the 9 up here however I want to voice it because it's the G. And I can voice it up here. F major 7. That's the 9. How do I do the 11? If I know my scale in F, 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll be this B flat. But however, it may not sound pretty. It gotta sound funny. So what would I do with my 4? Flat it or sharp it? Sharp it. And there you go. You have this F major 7, F major 7, 9, right? Sharp 11. Sometimes you may not hear it voiced that way. You might hear it voiced this way. Putting it down here. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, so you may hear it voiced this way. I kind of was messing with it for a split second to let you see that you have a tritone underneath there. And yeah, it can. Yeah, I know y'all see that. So you might hear voicing. Oh, I told you it was gonna lead to something. What? What? It's gonna lead to a song. Yeah. Yes, it's gonna lead to a song. Yes. You may heard this voicing somewhere. G, or you can use it on the D. Because I went D to F, C sharp. Or I can go from G to C sharp, however you want to voice it. I walked it up to it. What? I'm sorry. That's a C sharp to C. I'm sorry. G to C. Now I'm taking you to a C minor 9 chord. C minor 9 chord. You see how I'm developing chords because I understand how they work and blending or however you want to or how I want to put them, and I can play around with the D minor chord, C major at the top. All right, that C minor chord, remember that C major chord. Now I'm gonna flat third. I'm gonna put that what I had a C major chord, transpose back to B, transpose back to B flat. Whoa! Listen to that. Now I'm playing a what? D minor 9, D minor 11 chord, D minor 9, 11. Now you can take that same idea, y'all, and transpose. All I did was transpose, y'all. Now I'm playing a C minor 9, C minor 13 chord, 9, 11. I'm sorry. So I played D minor 11. D minor 9, 11, right? C, D minor, right? C major, right? Which is a D minor 9, 11. 7, 9, 11. And all I'm doing is taking that same idea and transposing. Taking the same idea, transposing. But what I did was a whole step. That's it. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or I can use, instead of using a D minor move, I can use the F major chord and do it. The F major chord. And then transpose it to the minor chord. Alright, but this is a F major, let me see, with the D on it, yeah. Or actually with the G. So this is a G major 7. I'm F major 7. And then we already know what our 9 is. And then I can take it to the minor move or major. So now here I'm taking you to a piece of the diminished or the tritone and hitting you with the augmented chord, B major sharp to 5. And then the minor 9 chord. Alright, so anything you want to do, you can take that stuff and transpose. That's what it's really all about, taking stuff and transposing. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna go grab me something to eat because I'm hungry. But like I said, all those chords that I played, the first 5 chords, you can keep transposing, and then you can go to your 7, 3, 6, E, 7, 3, 6, and then keep D, C, 7, 3, 6, B, 7, 3, 6, B flat, 7, 3, 6. Let me see, A, 7, 3, 6, A flat, 7, 3, 6, G, 7, 3, 6. Let me see, F sharp, 7, 3, 6. Well, the key I forgot. E, 7, 3, 6. And D, I already said that earlier. 7, 3, 6. And you add that on to those 5 chords, you know, and then you do them in all 12 keys. Then you come back and say, okay, I want to add some more. All right, this will help you get out of your struggle. Right, then you can do the 2. You home, boo? All right, so that's cool. Huh?